Kasinga is not a very nice place. The memories hang in the air, and as for me, I'm glad to see it behind us. The trouble is, the area is strewn with impressions of war. We are heading further north now, to what Jaco has called the Road of Death. I can't wait. But first, some civilization. This is Jamba. By far the largest town in the area. A bit nervous about filming here though. Enormous iron ore mine, completely destroyed, absolutely vast, but the newly laid railway line lying there. Going to go into town now. The convoy's all in need of fuel, so we're going to go and see if we can find some fuel.
Paint graffiti on that building.
But the big camera, other side is there, two policemen standing. We must be focused to them.
Where?
Other side,
I can see them.
I can see them. No? Yeah, but for the small camera, it's not a big problem.
Okay.
As you can see, this building falling down. This was a storeroom for the gunners, armament. We call it armament in Portuguese, the room where we can store our guns and all this stuff. When the guy smoking, leave his cigarette, then it blowing up, start burning, you know, because it's the gun bullet, is that cause to the... And I was asking also, the guy is not remembering nicely there, but he's saying it's from 7 to 75 is there when this was happening on this side.
Bought myself a Unitel number, local number, plus a telephone.
Yes.
It was they're very expensive. $900 American dollars, or rand, which I don't think is a bad deal.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Refueling is always an event in Angola. Here we are waiting for the owner. Who knows when he'll turn up? But until he does, we can't move.
Hopefully, hopefully there's fuel. But if you take a town like Madongi, and if you take a town like Uambu and all these places, which is quite major towns, the truck will come like once every week or once every 2 weeks. So when the truck arrives, there is like 1 million people standing there with all their cans, and they just fill up. So as the tanker empties, they empty the pumps immediately within a day. And then off they go, and then they sell it at home for a little bit of a profit. Yeah, they sell it in these little 750 milliliter bottles, wine bottles.
You will see it on some of the roads actually, standing next to the road, trying to sell it to us as well.
Yeah.
We actually had some down before Tetsamatwet.
Yeah.
There's a guy there with his, and he actually pointed a line, and I couldn't make out if he wanted toll money or if he wanted to sell diesel, because there were diesel in bottles standing on the side there. So anything is possible.
So yeah, we'll find out now if hopefully there's fuel.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
With full fuel tanks, we head west. Andre finds a track, and we set up camp for the night. As usual, we have visitors. But these... sorry, no, I'm not giving them my oranges. You know, I've realised, particularly camping now, next to the road, of course the other question I must ask myself right now is, how do I feel after being weeks completely on my own, now one whole week with a group? Well, thankfully this group is working extremely well. They're a bunch of extremely nice people, and the whole chemistry of the group is fantastic. I'm thoroughly enjoying this part of the trip. And this is a Angolan orange juice. That's good. Not very good, but good. Our guide and tour leader from Live the Journey is Lacock. I asked him about himself and his love for Angola.
About 4 years ago I started doing Angola, just of pure interest. One day with a friend of mine just crossed the border and we came in here and I saw the potential. And I just totally fall in love with this country, with the people, nature and everything it's got to offer. And for me, you know, it's not a job, it's the passion. You know, I'm very passionate about this. And yeah, I love Angola. I think the diversity of this country is just incredible. You know, the people are incredible. The beaches, everything, everywhere you go, it is just, I just love it.
Jaco Richter, leader of this part of my expedition, spent time in Angola during South Africa's involvement in the war. He seems a little reluctant to discuss his part in the conflict, and I get the impression that he is here partly to settle some old ghosts.
When I left the Defence Force to start my business career, I decided last year to go back to Angola just to see what happened in Angola and what it turned out to be now. And what an amazing country. The people and the rural areas, especially the kids, the women. The further you travel, the more you see. You realize that this country is absolute. It's got so much potential. It's just wonderful. It's rich in all aspects, in life, in possibilities, progress. I'm glad I came back. My life would have been poorer and I would have died one day without having this experience to get to know the people in the country. It's wonderful. I just enjoy myself thoroughly.
And now?
Oh, sorry. We are
Just checking out the water, so it's a little bit
I've been sitting now in the driver's seat for a long time. I think a short interlude would do me good. I must say it's quite nice being in the passenger seat. It's been 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks, and I suppose about 4,500 kilometres. Stick around.
Well, I'm enjoying this vehicle. I've never driven a cruiser on these sort of roads. I'm amazed how they're just, it's almost a magic carpet ride. They just soak up all the undulations, the potholes. Angola, it's a country that's just been unbelievably devastated. The roads, I don't think have had any attention on them for 20 odd years, if not more. So they sort of disappear into tracks. Which were once beautiful, massive, wide roads with proper toppings, which you can see sort of eroded from time to time. Anyway, to drive these roads as they are today with this car is absolutely wonderful.
Further and further east we go. It's this part of the journey that I've been looking forward to the most, to finally see the source of the Okavango, and I'm getting tantalizingly close. Kabango is an important town in my search for the source of the Okavango, the Kabongo River running past it. The Catholic Church is the town's centrepiece, and as we arrive, being a Sunday, the parishioners are leaving. I've asked Andre to see if we can film inside.
We've stopped to do our check-in at the police station to make sure that it's okay that we film here. So I'm having to film a little bit surreptitiously from the car, and Andre's been taken off to some official's office to get permission. It's something that is a regular occurrence. I'm kind of getting used to it though. You come into a town, you just have to do the reporting thing, and then generally everything from then is okay, and you can relax.
Okay, unfortunately that there was a group of tourists that came through about 2 months ago, and went to the church, took a lot of pictures, and then they broke accidentally some of the artifacts. So the pastor don't want to allow us any photography whatsoever.
Can't even go in there.
No.
Not even go in.
Don't want to allow us in his church, and which is sort of understandable. That's the way it is. So.
In my search for the source of the Okavango, this river, the Kabango, is the most important. This and another river further east, the Quito, drain Angola's highlands south, entering the Okavango River as it enters Botswana. To find its source, I must travel north.
This is what I absolutely love about travel in Africa. Come to a place like this and you see all of the local colour, the local flavours. It's what excites me so much. On this particular trip though, this river is significant. It's the first time I've seen the river, the Okavango River, north of where it enters Botswana, and that's why I'm here. This is the Kabongo River. Spelt with a B by the Portuguese, it's actually the Kabango River, and it and another river, which we will discover later on, actually join up and meet the Okavango. But now, okay, I could now take this river downstream and enter Botswana and go into the Okavango, which is the idea of this expedition. But I haven't had nearly enough of Angola. So what we're going to do now is head north to actually find out where this river actually begins. And I imagine at that point, I'm still not going to have enough of Angola. So we're going to do some more exploring. I need to see the coastline as well. So the days ahead, not sure how they're going to turn out, but I have a feeling pretty well.
The war is inescapable. Here we can admire the new rail bridge recently built by the Chinese, but next to it, the bridge, built so strongly that none of the many attempts to blow it up were successful, remains, still used every day by the locals. The water is remarkably clean, so it's time to do some housekeeping and top up our jerry cans. This is the River. We've only travelled about 30 kilometers further east. Look at the amount of water coming down, and we aren't actually close to the highlands yet. We're still quite far from it. Yet this river looks like the kind of river you'd find in the mountains. One river after the other. The amount of water flowing south is absolutely exceptional. I know they've had a lot of rain, but boy, oh boy, these rivers are beautiful. The water is clear. They're like mountain streams. And everywhere you look, there's progress. People building things. Look at this lot. Yet another river. This one is the Quito. As usual, it's flowing strongly, and as usual we are given a hearty welcome by the locals. Although this time it's not only the local children who will play in the river. One of the remnants of war most poignant is one that will soon be removed as the roads are rebuilt. In this case, it's the road between Monongwe and Cuito Carnivale, better known as the Road of Death.